If I got it on my computer, I'd be, but I'm afraid to touch any button right now.
And we're live. Oh my
Oh shit,
gosh.
we live. All right,
Yeah.
let's
Oh,
do
we're
this.
live. Oh, shoot. Hey.
All right, y'all adjust y'all wigs.
Oh.
Let's go.
I ain't got mine on. I took it off. Took it off for the cameras. Maybe next time. I'll have it.
I can't wait, y'all. All right. As you can see, this is our first time live. So, welcome to
Welcome,
Tea
welcome.
Time Black Women Talk. All right. We gonna cue it.
Word up.
How about it? Tea Time Black Women Talk is a show created by a Black network showcasing talented, imperial, awakened Black women sharing their time, theories, ideas, mindset, and bringing evolution to the table. Sip, sip, caution, it might be hot. So, this week's topic is in relation to the trending topic of the week, which is R. Kelly. Yeah, like MFing R. Kelly. We're not with the celeb gossip, but thought we give the women's perspective, the Black women's perspective on R. Kelly and celebrity accountability in Black America. According to the various sources, last Monday, 7/23/18, R. Kelly released a song called I Admit on SoundCloud, where he professes to many of the allegations made against him. Within minutes, the song went viral. As we researched the topic, we found that it was not the capacity that we thought, but indeed it's still pretty popular once you add up the multiple videos. Each video generated 300 to 500,000 views, totaling at least 2 to 3 million views.
Oh,
That doesn't include the multiple articles written and even this podcast. This topic has been covered by CNN, NPR, the Chicago Tribune, and The Root, and the list goes on. That being said, the song has definitely generated a buzz. So I'm going to take a break, get this shiny light off my forehead, and say hey to my ladies because they keep sneak peeking in because they noisy as hell.
Hey.
And we have Mia. Say hey, Mia.
hey, Mia.
She's
Hey,
doing
y'all.
hey, Mia. And Mo decided to hide behind the camera.
I'm having technical difficulties with the light. So hey everybody.
Sure. She got her night shades on.
Next
And
time.
we got EB who decided to grace us. We've been waiting on
Don't do that.
her.
First of all, EB was at 9 o'clock.
Okay.
You the one who showed up at 9:20. Talking about new.
Amen.
Anywho,
Amen. Y'all see how they be hating on me? All I'm trying to do is get it together. That's all I'm saying.
listen. Well, then
But
don't come for me. Hey, best friend.
see what I can't do. All right, y'all. So, not sure about the other ladies, but CNN caught my attention because it seems to be the more political, denoting the potential for R. Kelly's lyrics to be subpoenaed and him prosecuted according to his proposed confessions. So, what he is accused of, the list is so long, it's so sad, is Kelly's long history of accusations. This came from CNN. Did it come from CNN? Maybe it came. No, it came. Maybe. I got the link. You got to check out the link, and I have all the links and the articles. So R. Kelly is accused of accusations of impropriety with young women, date back to 1994. Did I say that right? You know, I can't be looking stupid on live camera
On
TV
camera.
stuff. Yeah. Uh so yeah. When the singer was 27 years old and reportedly married his 15-year-old protege, singer Aaliyah. The marriage was annulled after Aaliyah's family became aware of it. The Chicago Sun Trib Times The Chicago Sun-Times reported. In 1996, Tiffany Hawkins filed suit against him and his record publishing and management companies, claiming personal injuries and emotional damage arising from what she alleged was a sexual relationship she had with Kelly that began when she was 15. That case was settled out of court, as was a suit brought in 2001 by former Epic Records intern Tracy Sampson, who claimed she began a sexual relationship with the singer when she was 17. In 2002, Kelly was indicted on child pornography charges for allegedly videotaping himself having sex with an unidentified underage girl. The case went to trial in 2008 and he was acquitted. Damn. Kelly 51, one of the biggest R&B stars of the 1990s, has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, but in the age of the Me Too and the Time's Up, the musician has been increasingly under fire for a number of alleged recent transgressions. In 2017, a 24-year-old woman alleged she had sexual relations with Kelly when she was 16. Kelly denied the accusation. No criminal charges were filed. Last July, an explosive BuzzFeed article written by DeRogatis claimed the singer was holding a group of adult women against their will as part of what some of their parents said was a cult. Kelly would not comment, but his attorney dismissed the debunked allegations in an email to BuzzFeed. One of the women later denied publicly that she was being brainwashed by Kelly and said, "I am totally fine." And in May, a 20-year-old woman filed suit against the singer, claimed he unlawfully gave her alcohol, assaulted her, and gave her sexually transmitted disease. Representatives for Kelly declined to comment. How about that? So what do y'all think about that?
Where do we start?
I know, right?
I mean,
Uh,
there's a couple of things that it there's a couple of ideals that come to mind with me in conjunction with just the whole entertainment business and how um, the things that happen under the Hugh Hefner era were allowed to happen and pretty much stay untouched until that brand started to dwindle down. And when the brand of the Playboy Bunny Playmate dwindled down, then, in rushed a new era of feminism that directly, went after decades old cases and abuses. And subsequently, I think everybody knows, or our audience is probably aware now, how I feel about the image of the black man being able to take the brunt of that. But as it relates to R. Kelly in this space, um, when I look at some of these things, the acquittal in 2002, the marriage to Aaliyah before then, the other accusations that came about, it is just too easy in this industry. I'm sorry, in this day and age of litigation, to bring charges or bring an accusation on someone, especially a celebrity with endless bounds of money, and not even have it be meet the standards of um, uh, good testimony or good evidence, just circumstantial, all for it to lead to a civil case and and because your lawyers encourage you to settle, you end up paying people off. We've seen Michael Jackson do it a number of times. We've seen other stars do it a number of times.
did you come
Even
for Mike?
Michael Jackson.
Hey.
Michael, his whole family came for it. They came for it. They did that. You know what I'm saying? They earned that spot. When you get into these positions and when you're in these positions like they were, like R. Kelly is, you essentially put yourself into that era. I haven't, at least I don't know about it, so I'll claim ignorance about Hugh Hefner or any of the other white uh, uh, power structure uh, having lawsuits and criminal charges filed against them. I just want to say that's the juxtaposition when I move forward into my personal opinion. Has R. Kelly led a less than reputable life? Okay, personally, I believe he has. He hasn't. There's some things that he could have done to bring himself out of that, all of that. You know what I'm saying? He could have been a better person or individual all the way around. He could have um, treated his dyslexia. He could have brought the right people into his camp, not a lot of yes men. He could have had people around. He could have had his own moral standards and value systems that didn't allow him to move into certain areas that would have prevented a lot of this, but he just didn't take it. So do I believe that? Yes. But on the other end of this, I'm like, oh, okay, well, what's next? All right.
Touche. Touche.
That's
I
my opinion.
mean, so um I want to slide this in real quick. Vox was more emotional, claiming it doesn't appear that he admitted much. By the end of the song, Kelly has admitted to very little, or claim stating, by the end of the song, Kelly has admitted to very little other than having a very long list of grievances. In the words of Questlove, hashtag I admit I want my 19 minutes back. Did anybody listen to the whole song?
I couldn't get through it.
I did. I listened to the.
Leave it to her.
Listen, I was on my ride home, and I was like, okay, it takes me about 25 minutes to get home. So 19 of these minutes, I could get a brother a little space to say what he needed to say.
And
Um, his perspective was very interesting. It touched on a lot of the things that Mo mentioned. That this is not anything that's new to him. It's something that has been going on pretty much his entire career. Some type of um, thing being pointed in his directions in regards to something that he did, usually on a sexual basis, especially with young girls, or just a whole gamut of things. And he felt like a lot of people, especially our community, turned on him, without, like Mo said, without proper evidence. I'm also sort of, in Mo's corner in regards to a lot of people got away with this type of behavior, like, during that Hugh Hefner era. That was like all these girls. I don't know if any of them, I can't speak on it, were underage, but they were attracted to much younger women, older men, 80-year-olds with 20 something year old girls. I don't know if some of them were 18. I don't know. I can't really speak on it, but that was fine. Everybody glorified it. Today I've been, don't judge me, I've been to like Halloween parties and had my little bunny ears on. Like, it was made into a thing. And now it's aimed at bringing down the reputation, mostly of black men.
yeah.
And
So
let's put it into perspective. Nicole Brown Simpson was 19 years old when she started dating OJ.
OJ.
19. And if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on it, but I'm going to put it out there anyway because I really don't
oh,
care.
oh,
She met him at the Playboy Mansion.
oh, okay.
So my thing is, we know that there is a whole group of individuals, and I'm gonna throw, because I don't like um the Browns, the Nicole Brown's family, because they offered up their daughter for a free ride, because all the time that she was married to OJ, she took care, and afterwards he financially supported her father, her mother, her brother, and everybody else too. So you offer up your daughter to OJ, and then all of a sudden, even knowing who the type of individual he was, we know he broken. This dude said, "I'm not black, I'm OJ." This dude broken. He can't even self-identify. So what type of individual he is, and you didn't care. That is sort of that power structure that's in place, that when you now start offering R. Kelly up, I'm looking like the backdrop of this is you've played this record so many times in white culture that I'm like, oh, okay, well, all right, what now? And if you're gonna tell me that, my belief system is that this was used by R. Kelly's team of individuals just to sell more records or keep him relevant.
Hey, talk about that. Like, because
That
this is
it,
making money. People are making money.
right.
Yes. I mean, we're doing a podcast on this. Like, we don't
Exactly.
typically do celebrity gossip, but people are making money off of this. I mean, it was like when he did Coming Out the Closet, when you had Confessions, when you had, the celebrity beefs and stuff like that. Like, this is making money. I mean, and like you said, it's keeping him relevant. I
Hmm.
mean, not to completely attack, and I know we'll get to her. His ex-wife is doing shows about this. She's got a million views about this. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
People getting paid. I can tell you
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
And all those individuals, like he said, he put it all out there. I can only get through about 7 minutes
I thought
58
it was
seconds of
9.
it.
I thought it was 9.
I couldn't get to 8 minutes. I was trying to get to just to the halfway mark, but I couldn't even make it to 9 minutes because I was like, oh, okay, well, I can only listen to him speak on, certain things where this is a symptom. These are all symptoms in the Black community as we stand. We got, I'm looking at R. Kelly. So as much as I'm not going to dog on him, I'm also not, I don't feel sorry for him, just for the sheer fact that the suicide rate for males between the ages of 17 and 24 is disproportionately high, Black males in particular. So we know that they're being put through a cycle of programming that makes them feel less than. And if you have any type of talent, it's going to be exploited. And here's this Black man, with a 19-minute long song talking about those exploitations. But we refuse to address low self-esteem, confidence, how to build up. You know how to build yourself. You know why I can have so much confidence in
Why?
myself and so
Why?
much self-esteem
Tell him.
because I
Tell
do the
him,
right
Mo.
because I do the right thing 99% of the time. Because I
99,
do the
Mo?
right thing 99. I got, listen, I got my ways. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So but most of the time I make the right decision. So I just stand on my square.
Okay.
So I don't, you know what I'm saying? So I make the moral decision. I value myself. So I'm gonna just do the right thing. So I can stay. So now if you come up to me talking shit, but like, let me excuse my language, but you can't be morally doing something, lacking something, and then come in and criticize somebody else. That just doesn't happen like that.
True.
So that's something that it's levels to this. That's all I can say. And while, like I said, I don't feel sorry for R. Kelly, I'm not trying to pin him into any situation that the Me Too movement is going to try to pretty much take away this man's income, take away his ability. I
But
don't know what he's doing with his
admittedly,
kids.
well, you let her tell it. He ain't doing nothing with his kids. He ain't even FaceTiming them. You let her tell it.
He said it in the song. I said he ain't seen my kid. I haven't seen my kids in years.
We'll
He
see
said
how.
it. He said it in the song. I got that part.
You got that. Well, I haven't.
Mhm.
I tried to listen to it,
No, you
and
didn't.
what the song?
Tell the
My
truth.
my husband played it for me.
Did you listen to the whole 19 minutes?
I
How
didn't listen to
romantic.
the whole 19 minutes, but I didn't listen to the whole 19 minutes. But I will say it's a catchy song.
It was kind of catchy. That
I mean,
hook.
it's catchy. I mean, you
I
can't
admit
you see,
it.
and I don't remember how it goes, but I do know it's catchy. I do
And,
know that much.
Was like, you know what?
mm,
I
it's kind of catchy, like Poison Ivy. You know what I'm saying? Like you kind of, like you get up next to it and
like
you be like,
that
oh,
STD that they be talking
yes,
about.
right, right, right. More like chlamydia or
That's not
something. You
funny.
know.
That's not
Okay, all
Oh,
right.
oh, we talking about the kind you get rid of, huh? Okay.
that's not funny. That's not funny.
Okay, I apologize, but hey, it
That's not
just
funny because we just had our talk about sexual health.
All right, but we grown.
I'm not.
I'm just saying
Um,
it didn't do anything for me.
Mia.
Me over there nodding.
She got the screen at her boobies.
She muted. Are you muted?
Mute.
Yep, do
Oh,
it.
I was muted the whole
Yeah.
time. I didn't even realize. I'm still trying to work this thing. Um, I don't really know how to feel about this thing. I saw the video you posted earlier, and I just don't feel like um, she is a victim, but I still feel like she has still a responsibility in it. I feel like
Who is she? Who are we talking about?
his wife.
Oh, okay.
Everything like listen. I saw the tape. Okay, I saw
She
the
been
tape.
waiting to put. She been waiting to say that moment you saw. Her. Listen,
Wait, which
I
tape?
saw the tape. I'm not gonna
I saw
lie.
the tape.
We talking
I
about the
saw the
pee on me
tape.
tape?
I saw the tape. Yes, that tape, and it is what it is. And so I do believe he is attracted to little girls. That won't ever change. Um, but I also feel like the current situation with the young girls that they're saying that he is brainwashing and keeping captive. Um, I saw the video where I think the father had a press conference. And I
Mm-hmm.
actually thought the father was the lawyer. I didn't even know that was the father. They didn't even have a lawyer. He was calling his own personal press conference.
Mm,
And I just felt like it was a moment of attention. The
mm.
the um the video with his wife pouring her soul out all of a sudden. Um I just feel like it's seeking attention. I feel like there's something in it for everybody. She tagged every social media outlet, on that post rewriting his song. I just feel like somebody that's battered or somebody that's hurt, I don't feel like they would have did that. If they
Right, right. To
that's just
tag
my
the
I can
outlets.
be
Yeah,
wrong.
just if you want to put your post out there, just put your post out there.
Yeah, I would not make mockery of the song or
I would.
what no, but it's how she did it though. She went to social media. I wouldn't write a whole song. I would have said, the song is trash or something, but she literally went in and made another song, you know. But everybody is different.
She
I don't know.
said, I'm gonna tell you what she said.
Yeah, get them lyrics because I
Let
she
me
went
let me
in.
tell you what
I
she
like her
said.
song better than I like R. Kelly's,
I don't know.
and it was shorter.
What? Now you sound like Miss
That's
Honey.
probably why.
She says being a deadbeat dad is a conscious choice you could face. Let me see. What did she say? Hold on. Let me go back to what she said. Uh Wait a minute. Yeah, we got too many pictures. Okay. Being a deadbeat dad is a conscious choice. You can FaceTime with them every day. They see your face and hear your voice, so admit it, admit it, admit it. Then go get some professional help. Own the pain that you've inflicted on others all by yourself, even though you can't read or write. If it didn't stop you from making hit songs, but you don't have to read or write to know domestic violence is wrong. So admit it, admit it, admit it. Your past is not an excuse. Just because you were abused doesn't mean you get to abuse. Admit it, admit it, admit it. Because the truth will set you free. Nothing good is going to come to you until you do right by me.
And she put the whole color purple picture of
Yeah,
that
she did.
scene
But
in
I'm
color
trying to figure
purple.
out
I
what
just really
John Legend, the Ellen Show, the Billboard, TMZ,
She wanted
Jasmine
somebody to pick
Brand.
it up. She wanted somebody to pick it up so she could come on the show
exactly, exactly.
and so that she could tell her story to a major outlet. I mean,
I ain't mad at her. She got kids to feed.
Man, do you
listen,
think they ain't
Mo.
I
sad?
mean, if
Look,
that's the
you
hustle, then do your thing by all means. But my thing is,
listen.
why
You think
now?
them kids ain't eating?
Why
You
now?
think them kids are
No,
eating?
I think she been doing a couple. Was she on any reality shows? Because I thought
Yeah,
I saw
She
her on
Yes,
was.
she
She
something.
was.
was. She was
yeah.
before.
XY,
I think what was it?
X
She was,
Wives of Hollywood.
Yeah, she was on that.
yeah,
Yep. She's
and then
pretty.
recently
She's
she was on
yeah.
the Escape, the little thing that they had for Escape when they were on tour. She was on
Yeah.
there.
She
Um,
was. Yeah,
Get
she
your
was.
money. They dysfunctional. There's some. I'm sorry.
But
There is some dysfunction there. So, and I'm pretty sure the only way they know how to make money is to expose themselves and get
right,
exploited, because
right,
everybody's going to exploit them at this point. They're going
right.
to exploit the the black portion part of it that says, look here. They're going to exploit the sexual deviance portion of it that says, look what black people, do. They're going to exploit it anyway, and I'm pretty sure this is the only way they know how. You might as well eat while you going up in flames.
Hey,
really though.
right.
I'm just saying, like, I
He
don't have
got
no
a
love,
point there.
you
Why not? I
right.
mean,
Really
yeah, yeah.
though.
I can see that.
You might as well
It's
eat.
another opportunity, whether it's good or bad.
Hmm.
Why not make money? Okay.
What?
Maybe she could send a couple kids to
I
college.
got.
One of
She
the
ain't sending
daughters is
nobody's kid to
transgender.
college.
Did
One
y'all
of the
hear?
they can, maybe they can read. One of the kids is transgender. The boy, the little girl, is
Oh
now a
my
boy, right?
gosh.
So
Right.
you got to pay for. I looked at that sexual reassignment surgery the other day. That thing is deadly, crazy. So
It's
but it's expensive.
expensive, but you can also get insurance to pay for it if you live in California.
Do they live
Well,
in
see,
California?
yeah, they live in L.A.,
Hmm.
so she ain't broke. But get your,
We know she.
eat,
Anyway, I'm
get
not.
what you
This
get.
this show is not about her.
Okay,
So,
all right.
Did
um,
y'all hear the
Damn,
part? Did y'all hear the part when he said he was raped up until age 13?
and
But
that's the truth. And
and
most
he
black men don't even admit that.
right, but he was vague with it. He said he was raped. He didn't disclose whether it was male or female. I felt like it probably was male only because if it was a female, I felt like he would have acknowledged that, you know, but he didn't.
It's rape is rape. I don't getting violated with the mental capacity that you get in. It's
I don't
rape.
know. Rape
you
is
think
rape,
it gives a different
but
perspective if it's
it's
same sex?
Only to
I
other
think
people because they want to judge it. But the violation, the powerlessness of being raped, period, no matter what, is going to remain. But everybody else needs to look at it and say, was it homosexual? Does it bring any other type of stigma to it? No, you just got you got violated, and it'll go with you for the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? We I know there's a different context that is around older women who take advantage of who are pedophiles and take advantage of younger dudes, and the what it what it produces later on is a lot of this dysfunction that we're looking at right now,
right.
and a lot of the toxic females too.
So, like Mia, from your perspective, if it was a man, what would have been the difference?
Um, I do agree that rape is rape, but I think there's something
But
different.
excludes everything that you just said.
Yeah, and I'm gonna explain that. Um,
That's hilarious.
yeah. What I'm saying is, it's different when you have a man that has been sexually molested by another man. I feel like it's a difference than versus a woman. Like he's going to struggle,
With
make,
trying to prove that he's a man.
and he's gonna struggle with his sexuality at some point. Like because I've been told, like when someone has been raped. Well, I learned this. I think I was watching one of the victims from the Eddie Long situation, and they were explaining how, um, in the beginning, they didn't enjoy it, but after a while, the body kind of learned to enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they sometimes form in their mind like they have a confusion with, do they like a man versus a woman? if they are raped by the same sex. And that can apply with a woman that has been raped by a woman. It can go either way. But I just feel like it's a little different when it comes to a man, that he was violated by a man. That's going to pose a lot of insecurities, and he's probably going to struggle with his manhood, feeling like he's less than a man versus if it was a woman, an actual woman. Because
So
they
you
have,
feel like his
Trust me.
actions prove
Trust me when
are
I
to
tell you.
prove that he's a man?
yeah, some of them, they overcompensate. Some of them,
He's
they
doing
just,
that. He, if it was a woman, he would be doing the same thing. They would be overcompensating, over sexualizing themselves, trying to prove it would be they would literally go through the same dysfunction because of that because you've been violated. The men who have early sexual experiences like that they have confusion, low self-esteem,
right?
they go through this. That's the same dysfunction.
But I can see where she's coming from as far
But they
as
struggle with their sexuality, though.
And they
Like,
struggle
I
with their
think,
sexuality. Like they have no idea how to have proper sex. They don't know how to do the stroke test where they can see how long it take before they get off. They don't know how to,
right,
there's a
right.
listen, when I tell
He's
you
crazy. I'm like,
when, when
hey,
I
this
tell
is
you
coming
they
from a
go through
lady
stuff that
who
I can.
says she can look at your lips and tell you what your penis look like.
Yes, I
I
can.
forgot about that
Yeah,
one.
listen. I ain't new to this, y'all. When I tell you, you see
God.
the whole gamut of sexual dysfunction, no matter whether or not they was raped by a man or raped by a female, they still had the same dysfunctions with sexuality,
I
with their
but I
sexuality.
but
They
I
don't
can see her
question.
perspective though.
It's only because it's a judgment that we want to pass on them,
But
because
is
we,
it judgment or
yeah, it's a
perspective?
judgment. It's a judgment. You don't have to see it that way, but it's absolutely a judgment. But I can tell you that from this point of view, they are sexually they messed up. They
Well,
don't, like I
nobody's
said.
disagreeing that they're messed up. We're just
Right.
trying to say
They all are
that
messed up, but I
yeah, we're not
think,
disagreeing that they're messed
like,
up. I just yeah,
I
that
feel like with a man, this is going to be a little different from when
I
it's
It's
I and
not.
I can agree with that.
another man sticking his dick in another man's ass. It's going to pose a whole nother issue. Now they're going to still struggle with their
This is not
sexuality. They're going to still have
funny.
same behaviors as another boy that was molested by a woman, but that mental internal issue that they deal with, I think the struggle will be a little bit different. They're gonna still struggle. I'm not saying they're not, but I just feel like it's going to be a different type of struggle versus if it was a woman that raped them versus a man. I feel like they might be able to deal with it a little bit better if it was a woman. Because nowadays,
No,
like
they
Lil
don't.
Wayne, like Lil Wayne, for an example.
Oh.
Yeah, you remember he was sexually molested, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess his way of dealing with it was to brag about
Not
it.
like in Dark Women.
Or not like it. So yes, there was some form of um way that he
Incest.
handled.
The
He
incest alone,
He got
that because
incest?
Lil Wayne was raped by his a family member, aunt.
Well, and that's a
Oh, I didn't
popular
know that.
thing
I thought
though.
it was somebody that baby set up. It was his aunt.
Yes, it was a family member.
Oh God,
But so the that in itself
that's the first
is
time I heard that one.
there's all kind of, well, I guess I don't know, I'm looking at it from a different sexually, what I'm saying, you mess yourself up, what I'm saying, you stay messed up a little bit
Mm.
when you have any type of when you start at a young age like that and it's a violation, you just messed up, period. And the functions that you go through are the same. You
Mm.
performing sexually is harder for somebody that's had it taken away, that's been under that powerlessness and had that taken away. You still go through the same functions. You overcompensate for stuff, you over sexualize things, you either withdraw or go to the other side. But trust me, it's still the same result. You still quick draw McGraw.
Well, the sad thing is I think a lot of people from
Erica, don't be like that. I
there's
mean,
a
Evie,
lot of
don't be like.
people there's a lot of people that have been molested to some extent by a family member. And it's unfortunate that
Yeah.
that one is R. Kelly's. I mean, I'm sure somebody can empathize that being R. Kelly's situation. Um, that it's unfortunate that that happened. However,
It doesn't
um,
excuse him. That
no,
was
it does.
everybody's point.
Yeah, it doesn't excuse.
Oh, it does
Yeah,
not.
let's make sure we put that disclaimer
Yeah,
out there
what's
right
No,
away.
going on? I
no.
mean,
Like
and
I saw the
when
tape, and that tape I couldn't even make it through it. Like it was real, and it was him. I
I
don't
but
care.
watched
what
that thing. I watched that thing about 15 times. I ain't gonna
I
lie to
watched
it's
you.
certain
it's
Back to back.
parts. I watched certain parts, and
why though?
the one part I would never forget is when he was in a room and the woman that he was with, she was of age. I couldn't look at him and the little girl. I just couldn't. But when he was in that room with the lady, somebody outside of the room called his name, and his whole tone, the whole vibration of his voice, he could have sung it, and it would have still been him. Like it was him. And to this day, they claim that that was his brother or somebody. No, that was him. That was him all the way.
Well,
His
but I
whole
mean,
everything, like, and he is, yeah, he's well
you see, I can.
endowed, and it was R. Kelly. At the end of the day,
So you
but
know what R. Kelly's dick look like.
I do.
You just have to look at his lips and you could tell.
It was unforgettable. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Like
All I'm saying is
I would
though,
never
like,
forget.
His lips. I need the theory behind this. Did I miss this in a sexual conversation?
Yes,
you
yeah, you
did.
did. But we'll swing back around to that one.
You
I
did. You did. But shit, how you looking at people totally different, or be like, don't look at my man. Please don't look at my man. But anyways, so but I think that I mean, I guess I've been in the closet because I didn't even realize, I think we all have or have had a fond memory of R. Kelly. He was a big guy in the community. Like, we loved his music when it first was coming out.
His
Everybody
entire
was
career,
dancing.
I loved his music, but that's
Yeah, like I mean, it's it's hard, and you have to ask who is in his circle that continues to enable this behavior and not tell him no. He sings about having what, like 24 lawyers and 10 publicists, whatever he has, and nobody tells you no. Like,
That's because most of them are doing the same thing. Like this
I'm
is
saying,
I mean, like this is nothing new. I just feel like,
agreed.
all of them do that. That's nothing new. He just
see,
happened
I
to
hadn't
be
thought about it that way.
exposed. He just happened to be exposed
But
for
I
years.
think that's fucked. I think somebody should have drug his ass by now. Somebody should have drug his ass by
What you
now.
mean, like a victim come out and say something?
No, no, not even that. I'm talking about as a community. Like, okay, for
Oh, okay.
instance, when that video came out, one of our homeboys or like the other co-host of the Freedom Train posted like "fuck R. Kelly," blah 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 blah, right?
Hmm.
And everybody, it was like people on there, women, which is why we decided to do the show. That were like, "Oh, who are you to judge? God can judge. This is therapy." Man, are you fucking kidding? Like, seriously, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'm gonna
Therapy though?
respect yours. You respect me. But like,
And the song is
right?
therapy.
wait a minute. Why can't it be his therapy? That's what he did.
But my thing
He can't
is,
write about it.
okay. Shut up.
Did he actually write it though? Cause can
Is
he
that
read it?
the question is that helping? Is that
But
the
even, but
change thing?
even
Not.
if, even if it
He's been
did,
writing for years.
why are we defending this? Like,
Well,
this is bullshit.
It's
he wrote it.
not a
He
defense.
wrote that.
No, 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 no. What I'm talking about is the
I
people
don't think he wrote that, Mia.
I
I
don't
don't think
think
he not with a
you
pen and a
on it.
pad. I think he
y'all ain't shit. What I'm saying is people in the comments were defending. They were coming at our co-host saying, "Who are you to judge? Only God can judge. This is therapy for him. I feel for him." I'm like, the who
And I feel
really?
like on one hand, like I'm not gonna say like we completely feel for him, but like earlier in our conversation tonight, we even kind of etched on that. Like we're not giving him a pass, but at the same time, like you hate to see like another black man being dragged down in the
But
face of something that's just like I don't know, like I don't want to call it an industry standard because that's the wrong thing that I'm looking for, but um I understand why they take the position because they've had Bill Cosby and but
But
what
Bill is I think Bill is different.
I don't
I
I don't view it as a
I get it.
difference.
I get it. I get it.
but I mean, but Bill ain't had, from my knowledge, ain't had no little girls.
We all know that.
We don't know that.
But well, that ain't what came for it though.
We don't know if them chicks that came forward is telling the truth.
Right, but that ain't the point.
Okay.
And
They
does it
all
matter
did.
that they were white? But
Man.
anyways, the point of the
Yeah, it
matter
matters to
is,
me, but okay, I know everybody else got to take a different
but
stance.
the point is, what I'm saying is, like, it's unfortunate that he was molested as a child. It's unfortunate that it has professed itself this way. I think "profess" is the right word, but it's kind of come out this way.
Manifested.
Thank you. Manifested itself this way. However, um, I don't think it's okay, and I think somebody should have stopped this a long time ago. Like
We hit
it,
on that.
Like who?
right? Like
We
us. I mean, come on. Like
yeah.
we
Oh, you mean
continue.
like stop his career or stop it as in helping? Like somebody should have helped him out a long time ago.
Well,
Somebody should
when
have
we
helped him out. Somebody. There are tons of people
hmm
responsible for
and
this.
they can't.
Started potentially once his wife got her shit together with her.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Somebody probably did try
I put
to.
a little bit of accountability on Camille.
Wait, we're
And
not talking about Bill.
but listen, okay, wait a minute, because we
Somebody
hit on that very subject when we talked about the
I
Bill
know.
Cosby situation. That there were plenty of people who had to enable that for it to happen, and there was plenty of people that had to enable R. Kelly to
Right.
keep doing what he was doing. However, as a community, we don't have the codes in place to
Right. True
to
that.
be like, hey, wait a minute, you know what I'm saying? This is going too far to this side, or this is that moral compass is just not there because of just a lot of people are saying, I'm getting paid. Almost every person that's probably enabling is getting a steady paycheck. So all I got to do is keep you going into the next paycheck, into the next paycheck, and so forth and so forth.
Hashtag 12 codes. Check out www.paxinc.org and you can find the 12 codes there. But my thing is, even if they're getting paid, like, oh, it's okay because you're getting paid, but let it be your daughter, your mama, your cousin, your sister. I mean, come on, man. Your son. It could be anybody. Then we got a problem. When it's
No,
personal to
they
us,
don't, but they don't listen to that what you're saying because they don't have a problem. How many people in the industry offer up their kids and their other family members to the entertainment industry
do.
just to get them paychecks or
Yeah.
just to have their families taken care of? A
Mhm.
lot because honestly, around 2004 2005, I had started hearing information that R. Kelly was paying off a bunch of people around the Chicago area, and those stories just didn't come out because he would pay them off before it got into court. But the premise behind them is that he had been with other young females, and the parents knew about it.
but people, we got to do better as a community to want money over the well-being of our children and our loved ones. That's ridiculous. Because this has it's not only is he could I mean he's continuing to hurt others, he's continuing to hurt himself as well, and somebody should have put their foot down and put a stop to it.
Well,
Like
that's where I agree with
especially
our
those.
co-host. Like, fuck R. Kelly.
But he even said it in his song though, like, well, I know y'all ain't listened to the whole 19 minutes. I did,
But it was
but
in the beginning though,
huh?
right? About pushing your daughters in my face.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that he, like, if anybody did stand up to him, he just let them go. Like, bitch, you gotta go. You ain't on my you ain't on my team, so delete. Next person in the crew. So it's hard to. It's not like I get as a
That's
community
a good point.
we have to stand up, but like if that person is in power as well, it's real hard to manage a person like that as well because they could just delete you from the circle.
Well, fine. I mean, but that's the
Quick,
thing.
fast, in a
Like,
hurry.
but
Mhm.
if people just, I mean, come on. Okay, let's talk about this. You gonna take? Remember back in the old days? Well, not back in the old days because we didn't really exist then. But when the Bible talks about leprosy,
Oh,
you
let me
gonna
get off.
But
I'm
I'm
done.
just saying, like, take that as an example. When the Bible talks about leprosy, or just anytime if you're talking about leprosy, are you gonna I don't know that, I mean, to pay me to be around that? Like, you gotta think about it like that. Like, he's a leopard or should be a leopard.
But the leprosy, they was poor. He got money.
Okay, but I get that. I
That,
get that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, I would have to think twice about wanting to be around somebody like that. That
The
like
money
like
goes a
Mia was
long
saying,
way.
that mentality is contagious.
Money
Wait,
goes a long way.
let me take 2 seconds because y'all act like y'all don't want to ask me about my earrings.
Girl,
Oh well, now that
let
we
me
off
see
that
your
Bible
earrings.
stuff, I can ask
Yeah,
you about it. How those earrings? Because
I
I
just
had to
want to
get y'all
shout
was talking
out
about Christianity.
Candace Nicole and the
All right.
Freak Teak.
Um,
This is where my hubby got these earbuds for me.
Oh, how romantic.
www.freakteak.com. We're gonna
mostly
highlight
romantic.
uh our
Here,
other
hold
black
on.
women. We appreciate you.
Let's put a little theme music behind that.
Oh
Okay, go
no,
ahead, y'all.
not that. No.
Okay, I won't do
Anyways,
that.
but
So who
back,
all still listens to R. Kelly music?
Do
you
I?
know,
Stop lying. Who all still listen
I
to
still
it?
listen to it. I'm gonna. I am. I'm not gonna stop listening to that.
I love
you're
his
not gonna
music. Listen, I went to his concert and he was bomb.com like 2 years ago.
see.
I've heard.
I don't. I guess
He
it's
put
one of
on
the,
an amazing show. Amazing.
like, I don't think I could listen to anything new, and anything I do have is like on a tape.
Because he ain't got no new music except I Admit It.
What does it matter if it's new or old? It's still R. Kelly. He was a pedophile before he probably even made millions. He just became a better pedophile because he had power, he had access, he had money, you know,
Look at
and
you being reasonable.
he was in an environment with other pedophiles. So
So you
I
stop
don't see him
listening.
changing an environment that is going to only make him better at his issue.
Have you stopped listening?
No, if it come on, if it come, listen. I grew up off of R. Kelly. I probably know every single last song.
My R. Kelly's not allowed in my house.
I mean, I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
ain't out of your house.
My husband, I turn it on. Well, because before I live in a bubble.
Y'all should play that.
So
How to Make a Baby.
I did not know. I did not
That'll help.
know all of this was going on until I knew all of this was going on. So I turned it on one day and I was like, yeah. And my husband was like, like, he was like, not excited at all. I was like, yeah, but and he was like,
Nah.
and I was like, but you don't see this leg though? He was like, that's R. Kelly. And I was like, I mean, okay, R. Kelly. He was like, no, he's a pedophile. Turn it off. I was like, oh, okay.
There's so many other pedophiles though.
Yeah, I ain't paying for the music, or I'm not gonna go to his concerts or anything like that. But if the song come on the radio,
Concert was good though.
Yeah.
hmm yeah,
I
Um,
I don't
I
want to
hear
put any more money in his. I might as well just give my money to TD Jakes or somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or Creflo Dollar. You know, I or Daddy Long. I don't know. Is he still alive? But you get what I'm saying.
no, he's dead right where he should be.
Oh,
I'm gonna
So
make a lot of church folks mad with that one, but oh well.
damn, I didn't even know. But here you go. I don't want
Yeah,
to.
he's gone.
I don't know.
Died.
I didn't know he
I
did
think he
die,
died
didn't
from. He went out pretty fast when those allegations came out. Then he got sick. Like he went out real fast. They said it was, I believe, cancer, but
did
I
y'all
don't.
hear about? So I'm curious though, real quick, and we're gonna wrap up.
Was it rectal cancer?
I
Really?
can't.
Okay, yeah. All right, tell me what you said.
Did y'all hear about who the color committee, the Women of Color committee? Have y'all heard about them?
No.
So
Do
they're doing the hash mute R. Kelly movement. Have you heard about them? I have.
oh, that's just another,
I can't find
AKA
them
white
though.
women, AKA me
They're
too.
not
Yeah.
women of color.
White.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a dark skinned chick as one of the co-founders. She
All
got
skin folk. So is
she
Black
got
Lives Matter.
she got
Right.
dreads too.
That
And
ain't nothing. Could
that
have
don't,
got
they
dressed.
be white. They be, yeah, white as ever.
Anyway.
Mm-mm. I ain't got
Um
time.
anyways,
They can go right
so
home and pull the zipper down and they be white.
Ah,
the zipper. So um
I bet you they nipples look like Rachel Dolezal.
No, are they
that's
brown?
my girl. You gonna get off Rachel. You gonna get off Rachel. Rachel is my
I'm just
girl.
saying. I ain't talking
Um,
about Rachel.
Ra-
Rachel cool. She could do my hair anytime.
Rachel is my girl. But
You ain't know
anyway,
she could do them things with the hair now. She can. So y'all watch that documentary, y'all.
so what's the final? We got three still listening to R. Kelly.
oh, I watched that. I'm a little. I caught on a little late, but I watched that documentary.
About Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
How did that go?
It was pretty cool. It was interesting.
She black.
No, she's not.
She white.
She really feels like she is though.
She don't get no pass. Don't nobody get a pass. But hey,
And I think she was sending them letters to herself too. But
I
hey,
What were the letters?
them threats.
death threats and stuff like that. I believe she
Yeah.
was kind of, like if a nickel fell on the ground, she'd be like, "Wait a minute, whoever on the nickel is coming after me." But
Oh
I do
yeah.
believe her parents created that whole thing, and we don't talk enough about that exploitation. They adopted those black kids just to
Oh yeah.
abuse and torture them, and that's something that we they just in that documentary they didn't even, they glossed over that as if it wasn't the backstory. It shouldn't have been the backstory. It should have been the main story.
Talking about
You know what
I
I'm
why she
agree.
saying?
love black
I
people.
agree. They did
Yeah.
briefly touch on that. Yeah. And I'm starting to see a lot of that, and
It's
with a lot of
That's
white
a
people
whole
and
nother
doctors.
podcast.
we
Yeah,
got to
we
do that,
definitely
Yeah.
y'all.
talk about that
Yeah,
because
that's a
that
whole nother podcast.
Hmm.
my thought of
Uh
not good at all.
yeah, that's a whole nother podcast.
Hey,
But
so I want to just say this before we shut down. You know what I'm saying? One is we have to take a little bit more serious when men talk about, because men have been sexually violated. We just don't talk about
yeah.
it in the
Right.
context of healing and therapeutic terms. We talk, they use off color remarks, and we make their sexual dysfunction seem like accolades, and it's not okay, because we
Mhm.
end up having bad sexual
Yeah.
experiences with these men,
Right.
and nobody tells them that you're bad in bed, and you're bad in bed because you got a mental blockage. So I'm gonna need you to work on that before you come back. We don't, that process didn't happen. If we did, we'd have better sex. But I'm just telling y'all, but
That's
that's
just
just
I
okay.
heard
That's it. That's
something
all I want
about
to say.
that. Yeah.
It's the truth. And
I,
there's
I,
nothing
I heard
worse than
about
wasting 6 minutes, because that's all sex is supposed to last, is about 6 to 8 minutes. The foreplay is supposed to take everything else. So if 6 to 8 minutes you
should
waste
tell
my
my
damn
husband
time,
that.
it's, if you can do other things like the transit sex, then yes, it's supposed to last longer. But if you don't know how to do that, then you can't just, what, you gonna beat me up for an hour? No, if you can't, you know what I'm saying? You got to learn how to do some other stuff. You know what I'm
Hey, I think
saying?
men have the impression that longer is the answer.
It's not.
Yes, if you know how to do the transit sex, if you know how to do that sex where you can elevate yourself and your partner into that it's a little space in between there where you always feel like you're coming up before you
Heaven.
peak. Yes, that space where if you know how to do that, then yeah, we could do that I'll do that for 45 minutes. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with that. But if you
Be
just
floating
do
and shit.
like you doing aerobics and stuff, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Is there
no, I
a
need you to go
book
ahead and
on
stroke out.
I'm about to say she need to write a book because I'm over here like, okay.
Hey, listen, I didn't did this thing. I ain't
That's
afraid of
that
that. That right there,
experience
I can.
over there.
I don't never. My time don't never get wasted.
What
I
did you
Hmm.
already know coming through the door. If you're the way you carry yourself, I can tell whether or not you are good, you're going to be good in bed or not.
What?
I need to
Well,
know these signals, these cues.
Yes,
Oh, what is it in the walk?
there's certain cues that you can
please don't
give if you
get her
have low self.
started.
I listen. I just listen. Listen, Dr. Ruth ain't got nothing. As a matter of fact, I don't even know if Dr. Ruth is getting any.
I'm
So, and
sorry.
I know
I'm
I'm
sorry,
good.
but have
I
y'all
know I'm
seen?
good.
She
Nobody
played too
cannot
much.
tell me. Have y'all seen the way Denzel Washington walks?
He got confidence though. He can do it. He Denzel can
Some
get it,
men, I'm
and his
sorry,
wife
but
ain't
some
going
men
nowhere.
walk like they got it. Like you just know,
Hmm.
you
He
know.
got it.
Yeah, like I can tell in the walk. I don't know.
Hmm.
Okay, so back to what we learned from the
Oh
R.
yeah.
Kelly show.
R.
Um,
Kelly bad in bed. I can tell you that. I know he is.
Oh no,
No,
really?
nah.
Yeah, his low self esteem. He don't have any value of himself. He don't even have enough value of himself to work on his dyslexia and learn how to,
yo, that's a
uplift
whole
himself.
nother thing. Like, I can't
Hmm.
believe people have allowed him
Hmm.
to just move. I mean, because what is he like 50 now?
How
Yeah.
old is R. Kelly?
R. Kelly
50?
up there, 37. He's probably like 48. I'm thinking he's almost.
Yeah,
Yeah, he up there with me.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a long time to be. He started having sex at 13. Yeah, that's a long time to have live with that type of dysfunction.
That's crazy though. How can you trust? I mean, I don't know. I just can't imagine being illiterate because you literally are putting your well-being in somebody else's hands.
Well, I'd rather him be illiterate than to be attracted to an 11-year-old.
Well, I mean, touche, but it's like I don't
That's
know. I think his inner circle, we challenge his inner circle to do better about that.
It's a little
Here's the trickle down effect of having high self esteem. When you work on certain things, then certain people are more. You allow them into your circle because they challenge you. So you don't mind if you got high confidence and high self esteem, then you don't mind bringing more intelligent people who are more intelligent than you or more knowledgeable about something into your circle because it's okay.
right.
You're not threatened by that. But when you have low self-esteem, you don't do that. And then when you have low self-esteem, the only people you can get is young kids.
Yeah, but then he's also got a positive sense of self-esteem because people continue to want to be
Don't believe
around
that.
him.
Don't believe that.
It's a
But I
matter.
mean,
The only people that want to be around him are the ones that's going to make some money or profit off of him.
so I
There's
mean,
no
but the point that's a problem though.
yes.
Right. According to him, he's not making any money anymore because he sold all his rights to his music.
He didn't. He signed away all the rights. He never even retained any of the
Right.
ownership over his own work.
That's
That's the type.
terrible.
That's the person that can own. He never aged past 13. He could probably only get a 13-year-old girl on a reel.
Oh, you know what? That's yeah.
I
That
ain't
makes
playing.
a lot
I
of
ain't
sense.
lying.
That makes a lot of sense.
You attract to where you
I
at.
didn't think
You know what I'm
about that.
saying? You can't. That's trauma. That was traumatic for him.
Yeah. So now what?
Mhm.
Well, I'm gonna go eat this peanut butter and jelly sandwich, but because I
I
don't
don't
really give a
know.
damn.
He he's almost 50 years old. He's been like this for a long time. What can he do at this point?
Somebody need to drag his ass down.
Give himself to God, white Jesus.
Oh my god.
He done did that. I believe
I
I can
believe I
fly.
can fly.
I wish,
That went
I wish,
viral.
I wish, I wish.
I think
I
the only
can't
thing
with
he
you.
really does have is what he does well in, and that's his music. That's probably his only outlet. But
So you think we should separate his music from what he's doing?
Absolutely. I do.
yeah, I mean, he's human, but he got some. I don't know if there's anything left for him.
He can start to learn how to read. He can get, you
The
he
main
could
thing he needs
overcome
to
his
learn,
dyslexia. He could
I
build his
guess,
own. He could build his confidence back up. What's worse than being 50 years old and know you're not a man? You
but
haven't
you're
even evolved
attracted
into
to
that.
kids.
You're attracted to kids because you haven't grown up. He's still in his adolescent stage. You literally haven't grown up. You haven't been able. Your mind has not even been able to mature. It's then went through something. You can, you know what I'm
So,
saying. You date where you are mentally. You mess with where you are mentally.
so he needs to heal from the source of the.
Yeah, he needs to, learn. Yeah, start with the basics. I cat see run.
Okay. All right. That being said, we gonna close.
Because we
Please
just
share our podcast. We are on all the podcast mediums, including iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. We are listed as Freedom Train Presents Tea Time Black Women Talk. You can find us on our main webpage, www.freedomtrainradio.com/ Tea Time B as in Black WT. We also have an app. Whoop. For our Android users. We're working on the one for the iPhone users. So don't be sad, but we're working on it. And follow us on our social medias. We're on Facebook, Mia. I always come to you for this.
What? I'm sorry, I was distracted.
We're on Facebook.
Yeah, under Facebook.
Yeah. Tea time, Black Women Talk. She ain't gonna help me tonight. It's past her bedtime. And we're on
It
Twitter.
is.
Right, Mo? Wrong time to catch Mo as well. I know EB got me. We're on Instagram at
At Tea Time Black Women Talk.
Touche. We're on Twitter, hashtag Tea Time BWT. Thanks. And together we will be great. Together we alongside of our brothers will rebuild our nation. Cups empty, hearts full. We hope to see you next time as we sip. One love, Black power. Thanks for watching.
Peace.
Bye.